If your doctor has recently put you on a low sodium diet and you are starting to experiment with low sodium cooking, let me save you just a little bit of time here. My name is Allison. I am cooking and gardening skills teacher in the Louisiana region. And our people here like to eat a lot of recipes with tomatoes in them. But here's a little secret about canned tomatoes. They typically use a lot of salt to keep us from noticing the bitter of canned tomatoes. Canned tomatoes have a lot of acid in them, and so when they interact with that aluminum in the can, it produces a really gross flavor. But we wouldn't normally know that because they are going to be adding, let's see, one half a cup is going to have about 210 milligrams of sodium in it. So they've got a good bit of salt in there to help us not notice the fact that these canned tomatoes taste like garbage. And when we are canning them in glass, there isn't really that reaction. So I really realized this about a year ago. I was, creating these demos for people that had heart conditions, and I was not supposed to be adding any salt whatsoever to the food. So I'm in the middle of a demo. I've done 12 of these so far that day, and it was tomato basil soup. All 12 of my demos that I had bought the glass canned tomatoes for went amazing. People went home raving about this recipe. They loved it. But the people on the 13th demo, poor guys, I had to use canned tomatoes for that one. And I had ran out of my other good ones. These people came in, tried it, and were so disappointed. They said it tasted horrible. And the only thing that I had changed was the type of tomato that I used. See, we don't normally have to taste that. If I'm going about my day, I don't really have to worry about it. My canned products, they have a ton of sodium in them. But for people that are starting out on a low sodium diet, I can help save you a little bit of time. Here's what you're going to do. When you go to buy tomatoes, I want you to buy them either glass canned or in a Tetra Pak. That is going to make them less bitter and astringent. There isn't as much for the tomatoes to interact with in terms of the packaging. Now, let's talk about the price. These tomatoes are going to run you between $3.50 and $4 per pack. If you're going to buy those glass jovial, no salt added tomatoes, those are going to be about $4. The Tetra Paks are typically $3.50. But if you want to sub in something a little cheaper, you can just buy regular tomatoes and give them a rough chop and use those in your recipe. That's going to save you some time, save you a little bit of money, and now you learned something about no sodium cooking. If this was helpful for you, give this video a like. If you were thinking of somebody that you love and know in your life that is on a low sodium journey, go ahead and send this to them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.